Hello. So today will probably be the final update to the RF Chieftain character. I plan to stop upgrading this character now. I think I reached the point where I'm happy with. The only last possible upgrade is getting a double corrupt lightning coil um, for +4 to hit level 36 righteous fire for extra like 1 radius or zero point 0.1 meters as GG changed it. But right now my character's at the point where I'm comfortable with it. The defenses are still pretty insane. With all the flasks up while mapping at 3700 life regen, which is like 100% of my HP every second. Stun immune, bleed immune, shock immune, freeze avoidance. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I finally upgraded my weapon. It is +2 ignite steel damage faster with crafted fire dot and then ignite chance, which is nice for ignite proliferation. It makes it so that on the tree you don't have to take these two like ignite nodes anymore. As you guys can see from the glimpse of my tree's a little bit different. I'll get to that in a little bit. I started corrupting Forest Lane for 90% cost reservations. I kind of stopped after just hitting life because I don't know, wasn't worth the hassle. I already hit all my auras with 5 mana remaining with this new tree. So I kind of just dropped the idea of hitting 90% cost reservation on it. I'm still using a +3 Righteous Fire with Charisma. Again, if you do hit 90 cost reservation, you can anoint something else that isn't Charisma to better suit your needs. Like on the tree, right? There's like dot multi nodes, right? And like growth and decay is pretty good. Shield is still the same. The two rings are still resistance, recoup, and then life. The body armor is a +1 lightning coil now, which is pretty good. So my righteous fire currently is level 34, linked to burning damage, empower, LE focus, efficacy, and then bulk AoE. The gloves still the same, but I moved the ignite spread to the glove, so I can take AoE medium clusters. Belt still the same. It's the pristine fossil spammed Stygian. The boots is still the same. It's just chaos resistance with life regenerate. And then I think flasks pretty much stay the same. I am also curse immune while mapping because of, or I believe it's curse immune, because you get 50% reduced effect of curse when you're on consecrated ground, and then since this thing's always proccing, you're always on consecrated ground. And then this one says that 60% reduced effect of curses, so that's over 100% reduction of curses, so that you are essentially unaffected by curses. Now to get to the tree, it is different now because I took Supreme Oscillation because of the new tattoo that released. So before, in this little corner, I had a 32% life regen tattoo, but I had to take every node around it, so I wasted 4 skill points just to activate it. The recent patch, they released 6 new tattoos, and one of them was Tattoo of the Bloodlines, which, without Warrior's Tale, it has a 2% life recovery rate. So if you allocate 10 tribes, you get 20% life recovery rate. If you put Red Nightmare here, you won't get this benefit. But with Warrior's Tale in this specific slot, with the 4 max fires, you're getting 40% life regen rate, which is essentially another Juggernaut node. So right now I'm playing with 6 Ascendancies. There's the 4 from the base. There's this one, which is that 40 life regen Juggernaut node. I forget what it's called. And then you're also playing with Forbidden Flame Flesh. So that's 6 Ascendancy points, which I feel like it's kind of busted. But yeah, since you need 10 tribes, you need to pretty much like sacrifice all your passes. So Supreme Oscillation seemed like the choice. I gave up the 10% Fizz as Fire up here, but it was well worth the trade-off. yeah, so you just same thing. Explode tattoos, the max fire res, Warcry cooldown recovery rates, explode. I believe this is supposed to be 45 on hit, not main one hit, but no one responding to me, so I just slapped on main one hit, whatever. Fire resistance and then life reservation because Kitava is another tribe. Valako is another tribe. Plus block is okay, I guess. And then Rongo Kurai is another tribe, 8% armor. It's decent. There's like a couple of Ramako tribe nodes that made sense. One was like 2% movement speed, the other one was 82 evasion rating, which with Iron Reflexes gets converted to 80 armor and then gets scaled by determination, which I believe it's 50% more. I can't do math, but essentially just taking this tattoo is worth it. Explodes. You take Supreme Oscillation. This node should be used with whatever form of the build you're going. Like I think in my previous videos I mentioned that you can take Spiritual Aid with the weapon, with like a minion damage weapon instead of a elemental damage sorts like burning damage or fire damage. If you take the Spiritual Aid routes, you can actually, this is totally fine. Slumlord's totally fine because that means 80% global damage for you guys. Another thing to note is that if I do drop if I do get 90% cost reservation in the helmet, I change the anoint to Spiritual Aid, then this actually does make sense because that is 80%. You can think of it for RF builds, it's 80% fire damage. But yeah, it's whatever. I probably should look for a better Supreme Oscillation for the slot using the Timeless Jewel Finder in POB. I mentioned this before in, I don't know, one of my videos. I think it was probably last league, my Holy Relic Necromancer, I mentioned about the Timeless Jewel Finder. But you can use POB with the Timeless Jewel Finder function to find like ideal jewels and then try to snipe them off the market. Yeah. I took the 2 AoE nodes here. Still have the armor applies to chaos damage from hits, which is huge. I have chaos resistance tattoos. Non-curse aura from... Okay, so this one is... So I dropped this point, the 6%, which dropped me to, I believe, like 1.38 aura effect. So I needed 2% somewhere. So using 2 tattoos fixes it, because that puts me back at 1.4 aura effect, which means that Purity of Fire hits that next breakpoint for that +1 max fire res. Cool. So next one is damage taken as recouped, 2%. Lightning resistance, reduced curse. Again, for like these random like 10 tribes, you want to pick out the tribes that makes the most sense for the build. Like this doesn't just go for RF, right? You can even use this life regen thing for Calm Spirit Glove builds, like rage builds, because that 40% life regen actually affects how much rage you get, because the more life regen rate you have before you put on the gloves means that you have more rage regeneration rate, which is insane. Because yeah, just think about it. It's like essentially 40% increase rage regeneration rate at that point. Aron Hui. This one was kind of weird because I don't think there are any useful Aron Hui, whatever, tribe tattoos for RF. They're more catered towards other builds. So I just have this one. Essentially, you can shadow, which I find it kind of odd for RF to shadow. But then again, because you're using like Ignite Explosions, you can actually technically put on Herald of Ice with a Herald of Ice MPX to see if it actually procs, and it does actually proc Herald of Ice, which I find absolutely hilarious. So yeah, there it is. That you, I don't know if someone wants to make a Shadow RF build, but yeah. Tattoo of Oak, max life, and then lightning resistance. I believe I'm overcapped on lightning resistance, so there's like 2 random lightning resistance since I already have. So I'll go down here. Since I already have Alico down here, I can just drop these for like 2% life tattoos, tattoo of oak. So that would be another 4% life. That'll be something to note. Yeah. So I changed the large cluster, or yeah, I changed large cluster. So this should be a free notable, not too notable. You can ignore the ES node. That should be another notable. But essentially, you want something else here. Preferably like prismatic heart, because that's 30% increased damage and then 10% all res, which means more fire res, which means more armor, more life regen. And then the 2 medium clusters, the whole reason why I moved Ignite Spread to the gloves is because I want AoE. So Towering Threat and Issa Dominance does the trick. They give you life. AoE, when you kill enemies, you get 50% AoE. This is not capped. You can slap on as many Issa Dominances as you want. It's not like the other AoE nodes. Like, I believe some of the AoE nodes, like this, if you stand still or something, you gain up to a maximum of 50% AoE. That is capped no matter how many jewels of that you put in. It just increases the rate at which you hit the 50%. So Dominance is increased AoE as long as you killed 5 enemies. It doesn't matter how many Issa Dominances you put in. It's 25% for each one because it's not capped. And then for Flash and Flame Jewels, still using. Oh, I upgraded my Wash's Eye for a Vitality recovery rate, and then also 10% fire taken as Fizz taken as fire. So that's cool. And then the +1 in skill gems, which is the RF. Yeah, I think that covers the changes. I was heisting, and I found a 4% Regal to Divine. This has a weight of 2. The trinket I'm looking for is Chaos to Divine, which is a weight of 1, which kind of made me sad because that just means I was very close to even hitting the legendary 120, 135 Divine trinket, which would actually, I've done this in previous leagues where I just used the Chaos to Divine trinket to essentially print Divines. There is a couple known tricks in heist with that trinket that essentially you can get like a lot of Divines using that trinket. So yeah, that's my plan. I try to run blueprints until I hit that trinket, or I save up to 120. I buy the trinket, and then I farm like 500 Divines using it to fund the next character, because my next character requires a Mage Blood to play. This is probably one of the few times I will ever make a build that actually requires a Mage Blood to play. But once I release the character, you guys will see why Mage Blood is required to play it. Yeah, it's a very niche interaction between skill gems and flasks. To say the least, it is going to either crash the servers, deal so much damage while crashing the servers, or just getting reported in public parties again, just like how I got Blood Sacrament nerfed in the past, by getting reported in public parties. So maybe I'll get Mage Blood nerfed. I don't know. But yeah, look forward to the next build, or rather, I think it's more of a tattoo abuse than Mage Blood's
I cannot
fault.
do this yet.
Yeah, it's probably a tattoo issue now that I think about it. Yeah, but that's my next character. Look forward to it. I need roughly. How much is a 2 flask Mage Blood nowadays? It's like equal to a Headhunter now, right? So please, GG, drop me a Headhunter so I can crash your servers. Yeah. So let me show a quick map showcase. Just Crimson Temple, 500 strong boxes. It's pretty brain dead. You just run around, but you have a bigger AOE, bigger explosions. pretty chill, relaxing time. Oh, I forgot. No, on my Atlas, I favored the beach because beach is actually good for farming heist because it's a very linear layout. What do you mean?
Oh,
to
wow.
Oh,
Wow.
No, it's not. So why is my filter? No, my filter is really printed. That's weird. But essentially, beach is a good map to farm smuggler caches because it's a very linear
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
It's a very linear map, so it's easy to complete.
Oh, wow.
Just click all the caches, get out. Yeah. Also, GG, if you guys ever played Rogue Harbor this league, you'll note that there's like texture issues, or not texture, shader issues or something when loading in. Or not loading in for the first time, but like after you finish a contract or heist, and you go to your stash tab, the entire screen just starts flickering. Which is odd to me because they decided to fix Infested Valley, but they didn't decide to fix Rogue Harbor. And no one runs Infested Valley, like, realistically, unless you're, like, a masochist. Yeah, so please, hopefully one day they decide to go fix Rogue Harbor, because I'm pretty sure there's more players running Rogue Harbor than there are players running Infested Valley. Like, as a favorited map.
He returns.
That's good.
Please drop me an apothecary. Please drop me something I can sell to fund the next character. That's all. How many times do I have to click this stupid chest?
Easy returns.
Not good. I don't know. I think that's Marine's policy. Or whatever it's called.
I cannot do this.
I do have to be a little careful with detonate dead corpses because if you're unlucky, it can actually one-shot you. Even how tanky this build is, it can actually one-shot your build if you don't have crit resistance. I've mentioned this before on, I believe, my Necromancer build, but if you are crit immune and you have a decent bit of EHP, you can actually face tank to detonate nearby, because as long as it crits once, you pretty much just die. You can get 100% reduced damage from crit using tattoos, I believe. I believe that's what some of my friends are doing.
Easy returns.
I don't know if I have room on my tree to do that. And also keep the 10 tribes active. But that would be something I would have to look forward into to see if I can even attempt to do that. Also, I don't know where all the monsters are. I don't know. They're hiding. That was a really sad map. That was depressing. But, yeah, the monsters are hiding somewhere. But that marks the end of the RF Chieftain build. So my next video should be the next character that will take a while to farm the currency for it. Also, I don't know why people are buying this dagger recently. Like, I found a couple of these in Heist. I actually don't know if there's a streamer that's been pushing Hidden Blade builds. The only time I ever played it was with the Nimbus ring, so that they like fly everywhere. But I don't know. Hopefully this build, someone's playing it, because it's also a very niche build. I like niche builds. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. Stay safe, find divines, find mirrors, get lucky, touch grass like GG wants us to. And yeah, till the next video. Peace.